What's going on, guys? It's your boy NTG back at again with another video. In today's video, guys, I want to talk about something very important. We're going to be going over market conditions. Okay, so not only am I going to go over the market conditions, I'm also going to be going over my breakout strategy. So if you're interested in learning in my breakout strategy, I will show you in this video. But before I show you the strategy, I want to talk to you guys about market conditions and how important it is, right? These are the type of videos that you will watch and you will kind of skip over what I'm about to talk about because you want to go straight into the strategy. It's just like, NTG, I don't want to hear you talking too much. I just want to see how you use your strategy, and that's it. But what a lot of viewers don't understand is the behind the scenes of what I'm about to talk about. They just want to hop into the strategy. They want to trade it, but they don't understand what goes behind the strategy, what goes behind the actual market itself. And so they don't really truly grasp the foundation of the actual strategy. So from this video, there's going to be times where you're going to hear me talking a lot. I'm not going to really be showing you guys chart work, but I just want you guys to understand that when I'm talking, that's going to be more important than the actual chart work itself. So I just wanted to let you guys know that so that you guys are really staying tuned into the video. Make sure you guys are paying attention, really listen to what I'm saying, take a lot of notes, write down what I'm saying. Even if you have to replay it again, rewatch and listen again, I'm telling you guys it's going to be very important and it's going to change the game in your trading. So if that's something that you're looking to do, then go ahead and watch the whole video in its full length. All right, guys. So without further ado, we're going to get straight into the video. Let's get it. All right, you guys. So we're back on the charts. Like I said, I'm going to be talking a lot. I'm also going to be doing the chart work. Like I said, I will show you guys my breakout strategy, but there will be times I'm going to take a few minutes to actually speak about what's going on with the market, especially if you guys are struggling with the current market conditions right now. I get a lot of messages on, Instagram, my social media page, that the market conditions are weird. You guys tell me, NTG, like, I don't know what's going on. It feels like every trade that I'm placing is going against me. The market is becoming very unpredictable. Now, there's a lot of reasons for this. There's a lot going on. You guys know also with the election coming up next week, which tremendously affects the market as well. This is the perfect opportunity to talk about market conditions and how they affect strategies. This is something that is not talked about at all in the trading community. No one talks about how market conditions can change your win rate between your strategy. And so this is what we're going to be covering today. Now, for these market conditions, we're going to be talking solely based on trend continuation strategies because I am a trend continuation trader, but this will go for all, but we'll cover all strategies as well as we go along in the video. So why do I want to talk about market conditions? Well, like I said in the beginning, market conditions can dictate how your strategy, your win rate of your strategy, it can dictate your actual trades, your wins, your losses. There's a lot that goes into actual market conditions. Now, if you guys look at my charts right now, you will see this is gold on the 1 hour time frame. And what is so unique about what's happening with gold right now? It is sideways. It is a ranging market. Now, if you guys have a little bit background on trading, okay, if you guys don't know what a ranging market is or consolidating market, it's just when the market is ranging in between two major price areas, right? So it's just going up and down. As you guys can see here, the turning points are very random. So even, let's say there's not even a real support zone, it will just turn. If there's not any real resistance, it will just turn, right? So you'll have some support zones here that may turn or may not turn. Sometimes there's no zones at all. The market kind of just reverses, getting into sells, and it's kind of like, okay, well, what's happening here? Why is it not turning at the correct spots? you're just seeing a ranging market here. And this is where a lot of losses come into when you are a trend continuation trader. So why is this important? Because this can dictate the results of your trade, like I said. So let's say you guys are like an OG follower of mine. If you're new here and you just started watching my videos, welcome to the NTG Academy. But let's say you're an OG here, right? And you just started learning about my breakout strategy, which we will get into towards the end of the video. You guys just started learning my breakout strategy, and you guys, I'll see comments all the time. Yo, NTG, man, I'm on like a 5-winning streak. Your breakout strategy is a beast. It's unstoppable, things like that. And more times than not, that person started trading my strategy on the best market conditions, which is going to be a trending market. Now, on the flip side, it can also happen to somebody that started using my strategy, and I'll also see a comment as, NTG, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm getting into a lot of losses. I'm getting into a lot of fake breakouts. Like, what's going on? I don't know if I'm trading it correctly. I don't know. More times than not, this has to do with the time you trade my strategy, which is why it's so important to know when to do it. And it's to pay attention to the market conditions. And this is why we're going to be talking about this overall view on market conditions. So, like I said here, guys, this is the base of a consolidated market on gold. So you guys will see the turning points at the resistance. So it started off at the 530, and you guys see here at the major turning points, we have levels of resistance that the market is turning to, and it's coming back to the same price levels. And with market conditions like these are probably one of the worst market conditions to trade my strategy. Why is that? Because like I said, my strategy is a trend continuation based strategy. So let's say you started learning my strategy and you're getting into trend line breakouts and things like that. The market is consolidating. This is probably the worst time to trade my strategy. Let's say you enter somewhere around here. So you draw out your trend line, you're feeling good, you learned a new strategy, and you're waiting for that trend line break. Oh, I just seen a video, NTG made like X amount of dollars on this breakout trading. I want to do it. It seems like a good strategy. So you see the breakout here, you enter the trade, you're feeling so confident, you're feeling good. You're like, oh man, gold is gonna melt right now, right? That's all you're telling to yourself. You saw the video, and the next thing you know, gold turns, and you're like, what? It's like, did I just get into a fake out? And then boom, it just explodes to your stop loss, and you don't understand why. It's like you question the strategy. Does it actually work? Did I draw the trend line correctly? What am I doing wrong? Is the strategy not as good as the video says it is? So there's a lot of questions in between, like, what am I doing wrong? But what gets overlooked a lot is this. The market conditions get overlooked so many times, especially with new traders, because they do not understand how important market conditions can affect your trade. So let's go ahead and look at the difference between the ranging market and a trend continuation market. Now, this can go for all markets, for if you trade futures, indices, forex, commodities like metals, gold, whatever. Market conditions will be the same. And so this is why it's important to know what type of strategy you have. Is there strategies for ranging markets? Of course, there's amazing strategies to be able to catch these moves, but you have to understand that a ranging market strategy doesn't work well with a trend continuation. A trend continuation doesn't work well with ranging market. So you have to understand the base of your own strategy, and that's how you're going to prevail in this game as well, when you have that small fundamental understanding of how the market moves and how well it can blend with your strategy. Okay, so I just want to go over my breakout strategy as well. I just wanted to give you guys an overview of what's going on. Like I said, some of you guys may be struggling right now with the market. If you trade like NAS or US 30 and you feel like it's very unpredictable and random, you have to look at the market conditions. I talk about this all the time with my VIP, and they see the difference on our live trading. They see the difference between when the market is ranging and when it's trending, and how the moves affect everything. So what we want to do here, right? let's say you're a trend continuation based trader, right? What you want to do here is there's actually two things you can do, right? So if you recognize this range in the market, there's two things you can do. One, you can either not trade at all. You can wait for the break of the resistance to establish higher highs and high lows again for the market to continue to trend. Or you can continue to trade, but you say, you know what? I want to continue to trade, continue my system. I still want to see how the numbers work with the ranging market. But what I'm going to do is cut my risk in half. So you cut your risk in half, and these entry trades that you take, you know, you're not doing full risk entries. You're kind of just wanting to stay within your system every time you enter the trade. You know, it's a ranging market, but if the signal, because as a trend-based trader, you can still get signals for entries in a ranging market, right? So if your signals are still going off in a ranging market and you still want to collect those numbers, you can go ahead and do that and go by half. So like I said, the thing you want to do is you want to wait for that break. So once we get that break of the range, this is a good sign, but it is still not establishing a trend yet. We still got to create a higher high and a high low, and then breaking highs for it to be trending. So that's just the first step. That's what we want to do, right? We want to wait for the first step, and then once it starts to come back down, it starts to establish a trend. There's a nice little high low there. There's another one, and then once it breaks that recent higher high, so we can just mark that up, right? So up here in the market, created a nice higher high, coming back down to our high low. And once we break that higher high, we can officially establish that uptrend, bullish market guaranteed, right? Now, this is when I'm going to start looking for my setups. I know gold is trending right now. It's beautiful. This is where I want to establish my entry point. So you guys know I like to trade breakout. I like to trade flag patterns, wedges, trend lines, triangles. So that's what I'll do. I'll wait for the market to trend again, and I want it to form my pattern. Now, what you guys see here, I have the swings from A to B, and the market right here is just creating a nice falling wedge. Now we're gonna go back into that consolidated market real quick, you know, as this pattern develops, and we're going to also talk about, like I said, my breakout strategy. But what I want to point out, right, is I want you guys to see the market in the overall view. What is the key difference that you see here? And this is where a lot of the mistakes lie. You guys really underestimate those market conditions. When you guys see the ranging market, what is going on here? It's a sideways market, right? It's consolidating. It's ranging in between those two major prices. But what's the difference between this right here and this right here? What is the formation of the market? The market is falling. It's a small detail, but it makes a big difference in your trading, especially when it comes to my strategy and breakout. When you see that major difference, it gives you that leverage over the market. Now, of course, you can still trade breakout like this with the break of resistance. There's a lot of ways to trade that. Wait for the retest, maybe wait for some candlestick confirmation, and you can actually enter that break of the range. Okay, it's a little bit trickier, right? But there is ways where you can enter like a breakout with a ranging market as well. It works very well. I have a strategy like that. But I just want you guys to recognize this major difference. Like I said, this is only for breakout trading, but when you guys understand the overall market conditions of your strategy, these are the small details that you see that can change the difference in your win rate. So we have a falling market. Now, with a nice falling market, we know in an uptrend, when we see falling patterns, that means buyers are building up to blow up the market again. It's going to skyrocket at some point. And this is where the breakout comes into play, because, of course, we don't know exactly when that's going to happen. But this pattern here will indicate when that time will be. Will we get it on the perfect time? Not every time. But we know for a fact, if we do break here, based off of our stats, and our win rate, we have an edge over the market when the market breaks these type of patterns. So that's when we want to enter. And I just want you guys to see how clear the difference is between a sideways market and a falling market. And what you want to do as well is you want to avoid trading within these patterns. Okay. Now, if you have a strategy, like I said, based on this stuff, that's okay. But if you're a trend trader and you trade breakout, getting into entries here could be stopping you out. So same with the range, right? So we look deeper into this pattern. Maybe you guys are drawing some patterns within this pattern, and you guys see how choppy the market is, right? So we can see a lot of stop loss hunts here, a lot of break evens here, reversals. There's a lot going on right here, right in this area. I can see it already. The market taking out a lot of traders here. So you want to be careful when you're trading within those market conditions and waiting for the perfect opportunity for the break. So with my breakout strategy, like I said, I like to draw flags, wedges, triangles, trend line breaks. What I like to do is I like to wait for my breakout. If you're an OG of mine, you know my strategy already. Nothing has really changed. I've been trading this for 7 years. This has been my ultimate strategy. Now, what I like to do is I like to wait for the actual break of the pattern. Now, this is where I get my entry from. Now I know gold is going to go into buy soon. It may not happen right away, but we're going to get those buys. Now, the issue with a lot of strategies as well is a lot of traders do not know how to get out of trades. They don't know how to close their wins. They don't know how to set stop loss. You need to have a consistent system that gets your TP. Okay. Now, can you freestyle it? Sure, but it won't be as consistent. So let's say you're a trader that's always like, oh, let me get my entry. Today I feel like doing 50 pips. Today I feel like doing 30 pips. Today I feel like doing 100 pips. You can't go, your TPs can't be set on what you feel because it's not going to be consistent. There's two things that's going to happen. You feel like you get 100 pips and you shoot too far, or you lowball yourself and then you get out the trade and the market continues and you leave profit on the table. So you want something that's proven to be consistent to get you the right amount of pips every single time. And this is when I added my fib extension. This is something that changed my trading overall within the years, because this consistently, when I measure it from my wick to my break candle, and I will drag the fib extension back to the wick, this consistently gives me my TP every single time. There's no guessing. There's no, I think it's going to be here, I feel it's going to go there. That's not how you should think as a trader. You should know. You should know where your TP is. Don't think where your TP is. If you think, then it's not going to be consistent. And that tells you that you have a flaw in your strategy if you think this way or if you feel this way. Trading cannot be that way. It has to be able to know. What do you know about the market? What do you know about your TP that is proven every single time you place your trade? You have to know. And what I know is every time I trade my breakout and I measure my fib extension from the break candle, from the wick to the break candle, back to the wick, I know the market reaches to my 2 TP every single time. That's my sweet spot right there. Okay. I have 3 TP levels here at the 2.24 and 2.6, whichever one I want to, close out on. But I know for a fact that I'm going to reach that 2 TP. And then I have my fib extension here to give me my stop loss at that 0.5 here. Perfect. So I have my set stop loss and my set TP. This is not something that I'm guessing. These are not numbers that I think where I think gold is going to go. No, the fib extension is telling me where I need to go. All right. And if you guys want my settings, I know you guys always ask for my settings. Here it is. If you want to pause the video, that's my fib extension. Okay. So now Easy part is done. For me, this is the easiest part of trading. The hardest part is what comes after the trade. The psychology. And speaking of psychology, I will have some psychology videos posted this week. I have a lot that the members have been asking me for. So I pre-recorded them already. They're already finished. I'm going to post them right after these videos. I'm going to be uploading a lot on YouTube. So I have to pre-make these videos, edit it. So then all I have to do is just press a button. It gets released here. So with that trading psychology, that's what we're going to be working on the most, because this is where we fell in trading. A lot of you guys fell in trading, is the psychology part. And like I said in the beginning of the video, this is what happens with a lot of new traders that watch videos and they just want to see the juicy stuff of the strategy. They skip through the video, right? Some of you guys may have skipped through this video, and what I said in the beginning, you guys don't even know. And what I said in the beginning of the video is the sauce that you need to perform what we're doing now. And so what I'm doing here is I'm just watching the market. We're in a little drawdown right now. What gold is doing is just retesting the pattern right here. Now, I know a lot of my conservative traders, right? Sometimes you guys don't like trading the breakout. It's too scary. You know, you don't know if it's a fake out or not. So you like to wait for a retest, which is also a second way to enter the market. You wait for it to push, come back down to the trend line. It creates another retest for another entry point. Now the entry point is actually relatively the same. So the entry point will be here, confirming the retest. So now you feel a little bit more confident in this strategy, this trade to enter. And all I'm doing here is waiting for the trade to go. Now, of course, like I said, there's a lot of psychology coming here. There's a lot of psychology here. Don't ignore this, guys. You guys know exactly what I mean. We don't want to just go into a back test and then just hit play and it's like, ooh, yeah, I made 400 pips. You guys know in real market time, this is not how this works. Remember, you're holding this trade for days. I entered this Monday or Friday. It is Thursday. It's a full week. There's a lot that goes on behind, you holding your trades in profit. You're about 200 pips in profit. Your account looks good. Now you're struggling with if you're being too greedy, you want to close your win. You're scared that gold is not going to hit your full TP because it reversed on you before. And you have trauma with holding winning trades and you close out early, right? Let's say you close out early. And then you look at gold again and it's still taking off. You're like, oh man, I shouldn't have closed. It's about to go hit my full TP. I only was able to hold half of my trade. And now your RR is off. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes with this trading psychology. So we don't want to ignore that. And that's why I say we have to understand everything that comes behind a strategy. It's not just strategy. It's not just entry. There's so many layers to trading that we underestimate and we don't care about. Like I said, we just want to jump to that juicy stuff. We just want to jump to the entry, but nobody talks about what's going on with this trade right now. It did hit TP, but the question is, did you have the psychology to hold this to TP? Now, this is a whole nother level of trading right here. Did you have the psychology to hold gold for 400 pips? That's another question. So these are a lot of things that we have to worry about. And that's why this video with market conditions is very, very important. And not only, we talked about the range and the falling market, how the range can, dictate how your trade is. There's also another thing that can dictate, which goes into market condition, is sessions. Some of you guys are not trading the right sessions. Now, what's very tricky about sessions is that the volume of what the session gives changes. Now, if you guys, let's say, for example, you trade NAS. You trade NAS New York session. What's going on with NAS, though, is it doesn't have a lot of volume. If you guys trade this, you guys will know. The early New York session, open sessions, there hasn't been consistent volume. You're like, what's going on? I'm trading 8 to like 11 o'clock. There's no movement. And all the movement is happening in the Tokyo and the London session. It's like, well, I'm getting 100 pips in the London session on NAS, But normally I should be getting that for the New York session. But you have to understand that market conditions change the actual volume of each session. And if you guys are new here, you don't know that I used to only trade gold. I didn't trade like indices or anything like that, or crypto, until now. But when I first started dropping videos, if you're OG, you know, I used to trade gold. And my actual prime session back then was London session. But over the course of the years, that changed because London session started to be choppy and New York session was prevailing. If you traded the markets in the year 2022, 2021, 2022, a little bit of 2023, you'll know New York session was the prime volume session. And that's why we switched to the New York session. But back then, 2019, even 2020, I was trading London session because that's where I was getting 300 pips, 400 pip moves on gold. I would trade from 2:30 a.m. all the way to almost like early New York session, like 9 o'clock. And I would not trade past 9 because all of the moves that happened on gold was already done. New York session will consolidate, it will range, no volume. A few years later, now it's the opposite. New York session is popping, London session is slow. Now coming into 2024, right, if you trade NAS, if you've been really paying attention to NAS and gold, we've been getting a lot of London session moves again. A very, very slow New York session. So you have to be able to adapt to this as a trader. And like I said before, these are small details that are not talked about within your strategy. Is you will read a course, you will watch a strategy, and it's not mentioned that, hey, in a few years, this can change. I know you're trading London session right now, but maybe New York session will have the volume that you need for this strategy to prevail. You don't know this, right? Because the sessions change over time. Market conditions change over time. How you apply your strategy to the current market conditions can dictate the difference between you winning a trade and losing a trade. Are you getting into a losing streak or a winning streak? A lot of small details here about actual market conditions changes everything. So if you guys are struggling right now, if you guys are looking at the market and it's like you almost want to give up because you don't understand what's going on. You had a strategy, it worked well, and then out of nowhere next year it's just like not working anymore. You have to understand that market conditions change. It adapts to new volume, new movements, everything. And that new style movement can alter your strategy. And this is why it's important as a trader to learn this stuff about your strategy. Update yourself. Look at your numbers. Look at the sessions. You guys can go back. I have this session indicator for a reason, right? I like to look at this because I like to see where all that volume is kicking in. You can see the London session, which is in green. You see how much volume it is. It's a lot of volume in the London session. That New York session is kind of short. You see here, there's times where New York session is popping, but a lot of times they're not. It's very small. New York session is not as trending as possible, right? You see London session, boom. Look at all the volume in London going into New York compared to it. And see, as a trader, if you're not paying attention to these small details, this is where you get trapped, okay? So this is exactly why I want to talk about the current market conditions. Especially if you guys are struggling right now, you're not really having a full understanding of what's going on in the market. These are some key things you guys can write down and you can look over your strategy and you can say, okay, right. So NCG, he said, look over sessions. How is my strategy performing in each session? You got to pay attention to that. Let's see how it's performing for each session. Okay. Let me see my entries. Can I look back and see if the market was ranging or was it trending? Okay, it was ranging. So that makes sense to why I got into that three losing streak. Look how choppy this market is. I shouldn't have been trading at this time. I should have waited till it broke and then continue my strategy. So you just want to go over those layers over and over and over to make sure that you understand what's going on in the market, overall market conditions, and how that can change your trading. Now, I know I was talking a lot. I know we didn't do too much chart work, but like I said, sometimes, guys, it's not about all the chart work in the world. It's not about it. Sometimes we have to sit down and we have to talk about these technicals that goes behind the market that we do not talk about a lot. Okay, it's not all about just, hey, I flipped this account and I flipped 1,500 to 10K, the perfect entry strategy. I got the perfect strategy to enter. Yes, you can have the best strategy in the world to enter, but if you don't have any analysis on how to dictate these market conditions, it's not going to work. You're going to get into a losing streak, and then when the market is being choppy, you're not going to understand why your strategy is failing, why the entries are going against you. These are things that you do not know. You're just so worried about strategy, entry, right? It's just like being a surgeon and you just studying the book, but you never apply surgery on real time, right? Because it's different. It's different learning surgery in school. And, I'm not a surgeon, but I can tell it's the difference between you just reading a book about surgery and actually performing surgery. There's a lot of things that happen in surgery that the book doesn't discuss, right? There can be an error, something might happen. That you might have to, adapt to the situation quickly. You may have discovered something that changes the whole dynamic of the surgery. So this is the same with trading. You can't just look at a strategy as it is and trade it every single time, because you need to have an understanding of the actual market. And then that knowledge of those markets and how you understand market condition will translate into your strategy, and you will be able to perform in real time better. And that's just simple facts. All right, guys. So like I said, I know I went on a little rant, but I wanted to talk about market conditions. Like I said before, I will be dropping some psychology podcast videos. I know you guys been missing that. So I'm going to be here talking for a good 25-30 minutes on those next videos that I have already. So make sure you guys are ready for that. Okay. And I've been getting a lot of DMs as well about the memberships, the academy. I did change. I'm not using Patreon anymore, the website anymore. I'm on WAP now. So I will probably provide a link soon in the description. Maybe in the next video coming up, I'll provide a link if you guys are interested in joining the academy. I will post a link in the description. All right, guys. But like I said, if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys comment below. Make sure you guys hit that like button. If you guys did like videos like this, I will make more. I will get back into my trade breakdowns. I have a lot of trades that I need to break down. I already recorded them, just give you guys some insight on differences on what I'm doing with like my live trades and my VIP and things like that. I know you guys want to see more trade breakdowns, so we'll definitely look into that with numbers, and we'll actually do some like chart work. We won't just talk over the market. We'll do real chart work, on the video. All right, guys. So it's good to be back on some videos. I haven't recorded in a long time. I've been taking breaks. You guys know your boy's retired. So I just been chilling. I've been enjoying life, guys. I've been, MIA. You guys know I'm a trader, so I just trade. It's funny when I come back, you guys are like, Auntie G, where you been at? And you guys have to understand, I'm a legit trader. So that's how I make my money. I don't make my money making videos or posting on Instagram and social media. So I have no motivation to post because I don't make money doing that stuff. I make money trading. That's how I make my money. So yeah, but I a little bit of the passion is back on making videos. I do miss making videos and live streaming for you guys. So that's just a quick update on your boy Auntie G. But for those that are still here watching my videos, I truly appreciate you guys still being here. And I will have some more content because I know you guys been asking for it. So you know what? I'm going to deliver. You guys have been supporting the channel for so long now. So it's only right that I come out with these videos. All right, you guys. So it was your boy Auntie G, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video, and I'm out. Peace.